is temporary. Vanity is forever.
Embarking on a historical journey, we delve into the peculiar beauty customs that society adopted, celebrated, and discarded over time.
It's like, I don't understand how that works. I don't understand why this person is doing that. It looks cool, but like, ow.
These peculiarities often blurred the line between beauty and absurdity.
Liu Su says she cried all day when she got it done, and the memory is still upsetting.
Revealing humanity's ceaseless quest for attractiveness. Number 1. Ancient Egypt. Kohl eyeliner and milk baths. In the annals of human civilization, ancient Egypt has always been known for its sophisticated and influential culture. A crucial part of this culture was its people's intense preoccupation with aesthetics, with beauty trends that were unique, vibrant, and unusual by modern standards. The ancient Egyptians were particularly fond of their kohl eyeliner, a cosmetic concoction primarily made from galena, lead sulfide, malachite, and soot. They applied this with precision not only to enhance their allure, but also to ward off evil spirits and protect their eyes from the desert's harsh glare. Both men and women sported this look, etching thick, dark lines around their eyes. They believed that the eye, being the window to the soul, deserved an aesthetic frame that could simultaneously serve a protective function. Today, while our understanding of lead's toxicity prevents the use of such substances, the characteristic Egyptian eye, lavishly lined with dark kohl, continues to be an iconic image in popular culture. Ancient Egyptians also held a peculiar penchant for milk baths, another beauty trend that has since found its way into contemporary self-care practices. The famed Cleopatra, one of the most enduring symbols of beauty and seduction, is said to have regularly bathed in donkey milk to preserve her youthful visage and maintain the suppleness of her skin. The high lactic acid content in the milk served as a natural exfoliant, removing dead skin cells and promoting skin rejuvenation. Servants would milk thousands of donkeys each day to fill Cleopatra's bathing pool, attesting to the importance of this ritual in her beauty regimen. Despite the unusual nature of these practices, they underline the historical human quest for beauty, demonstrating the lengths that people would go to ensure their attractiveness. These beauty trends of ancient Egypt, marked by kohl eyeliner and milk baths, may seem unusual to the modern observer. Still, they signified health, wealth, and protection against malevolent forces in their time. They played a vital role in the ancient Egyptians' daily life, reflecting the society's broader beliefs about aesthetics, health, spirituality, and status. Number 2. Greece. Unibrows and crocodile dung face masks. Ancient Greece, known as the cradle of Western civilization, also nurtured several intriguing beauty standards. In the heart of the Mediterranean, where philosophy and democracy flourished, peculiar beauty trends also emerged. From embracing unibrows to using face masks made of crocodile dung, the ancient Greeks held unique beauty standards that, in many respects, contrast sharply with our modern perceptions of attractiveness. Unibrows were a significant aspect of female beauty in ancient Greece. A woman was deemed attractive if her eyebrows met at the bridge of her nose. This facial feature signified intelligence, maturity, and even marital status. Women who were naturally devoid of a unibrow would go to great lengths to create the illusion of one. They used kohl, antimony, or soot to darken and thicken their brows, often adding goat's hair or other materials to enhance the fullness of the brow bridge. The phenomenon was so revered that it found a place in Greek art, with many sculptures and paintings featuring women with this distinctive unibrow. Simultaneously, another peculiar trend prevailed in ancient Greek beauty culture: the use of crocodile dung face masks. Although the thought may seem revolting to our modern sensibilities, the Greeks believed that crocodile dung had beneficial properties for the skin. Mixed with ingredients like honey or milk, the dung was turned into a mask and applied on the face. The people believed that it could smooth wrinkles, tighten the skin, and lend it a youthful appearance. In an era before modern science could debunk such beliefs, the crocodile dung face mask remained a popular skincare regimen for those in search of beauty. These beauty standards, although unusual to the contemporary observer, were a reflection of the social and cultural fabric of the time. The unibrow, a symbol of intelligence and maturity, was favored in a society that highly esteemed wisdom. On the other hand, the crocodile dung face mask, albeit strange, represented the ongoing human search for youth and beauty, using whatever resources were believed to possess beneficial properties. Interestingly, these beauty practices are not entirely alien to us. Today, bold, thick eyebrows are in vogue once again, and the use of organic, albeit less exotic ingredients in skincare continues to be popular. Therefore, while the beauty trends of ancient ancient Greece may seem bizarre, they also highlight the cyclical nature of beauty standards and the lengths to which people will go in their pursuit of beauty and youth. Number 3. Rome. Lead-based cosmetics. The Romans, just like their Greek predecessors, played a considerable role in shaping Western civilization. Not only did they leave a lasting legacy in fields like architecture, law, and language, but they also significantly influenced beauty trends of their time. One such peculiar trend that stood out in Roman society was the extensive use of lead-based cosmetics. The quest for beauty in ancient Rome was embodied by a fascination with fair, pale skin. A light complexion was seen as a symbol of nobility and leisure, indicating that one did not have to labor under the sun. To achieve this coveted look, Roman women relied heavily on a lead-based cosmetic known as cerussa, or white lead. This substance, mixed with vinegar, was applied as a foundation to the face and body, giving the skin an ivory-like appearance. However, the use of lead in cosmetics was not limited to skin whitening alone. Lead was also the primary ingredient in another popular cosmetic known as stibium. Women used this black, lead-based compound as an eye makeup, quite similar to the kohl used by the ancient Egyptians. Stibium was used to darken the eyebrows and enhance the eyes, creating a stark contrast with the pale complexion achieved with cerussa. While these practices offered the desired aesthetic results, the repercussions of using lead-based cosmetics were far from beautiful. Lead is a potent neurotoxin that, when absorbed into the body, can lead to severe health complications. Symptoms of lead poisoning, such as lethargy, infertility, and even cognitive impairment, would have affected many Roman women who regularly used these cosmetics. Yet, the scientific understanding of these adverse effects was virtually non-existent during that era, and thus the usage of such toxic substances continued unabated. The Roman fascination with lead-based cosmetics illuminates the societal norms and values of that period. The desire for pale skin and enhanced eyes were not merely aesthetic preferences, but were deeply entwined with social hierarchy and status. More importantly, it also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of beauty practices not grounded in a clear understanding of health and safety. These practices underline the immense societal pressures and expectations around beauty that individuals, particularly women, have faced throughout history, sometimes to the detriment of their own well-being. Number 4. Elizabethan England. The use of ceruse. Moving forward in time to the 16th century, we land in Elizabethan England, an era named after the iconic Queen Elizabeth I. This period saw a revolution in literature and the arts, but it also saw some peculiar beauty trends, one of the most notable being the widespread use of cerus, a highly toxic white paint. Similar to the Romans, the Elizabethans were enamored by the idea of fair, unblemished skin. A pale complexion was seen as a marker of nobility, demonstrating that one did not have to toil outdoors.
Elizabeth tried to look majestic, royal, and above all, youthful. She used white lead makeup on her skin to make it pale and attractive. She put vermilion, made of toxic mercury, on her cheeks to make them red.
It was also associated with purity and innocence. To achieve this aspired fairness, both men and women turned to cerus, a white lead-based makeup. Ceruse was made by mixing white lead and vinegar to form a thick paste. This paste was then applied to the face to provide a smooth, pale surface, covering any natural complexion or imperfections. The dramatic, ghost-like pallor was highly sought after and considered the height of beauty and sophistication in Elizabethan society. Queen Elizabeth I herself was a noted user of cerus. Her iconic mask of youth look, a face painted white with ceruse, contrasted with highly rouged cheeks and red lips, became the ultimate beauty standard of the time. Elizabeth reportedly used the makeup to cover smallpox scars, further popularizing its use among the nobility. However, much like the Roman lead-based cosmetics, ceruse had a dangerous downside. Prolonged use of lead-based cosmetics led to lead poisoning, causing a host of health issues including skin damage, hair loss, and even severe neurological problems. Ironically, the very product used to achieve flawless skin ended up causing severe skin conditions and even contributed to premature death in some cases. The use of ceruse in Elizabethan England, therefore, illustrates a broader societal narrative. It emphasizes the lengths people would go to achieve the beauty ideals of their time, even at the expense of their health. It also underscores how these ideals were intrinsically linked with societal status and class. The allure of cerus, despite its toxic nature, stands testament to the power of beauty standards and their profound influence on society. Number 5. Renaissance Renaissance Italy, hair dyeing with lead combs. In Renaissance Italy, a time marked by a cultural rebirth and a surge in artistic and scientific knowledge, beauty trends were not left untouched. Among the many peculiar practices of this era, the use of lead combs for hair dyeing stands out as a stark reminder of how societal norms of beauty can shape personal grooming habits. During the Italian Renaissance, blonde hair was regarded as the epitome of beauty and desirability, influenced by the works of artists like Botticelli and Titian. They often portrayed women with flowing golden locks, cementing the allure of blonde hair in the societal consciousness. As a result, many women sought to lighten their hair, resulting in the emergence of a peculiar trend. Women would craft combs out of lead and then coat them with a mixture, often containing additional ingredients like alum and quicklime. These combs were then drawn through the hair, and the treated tresses were exposed to sunlight. The reaction between the lead and the sunlight resulted in a gradual lightening of the hair color, thereby achieving the desired blonde effect. This method was a precursor to the hair dyeing techniques that would be developed in later centuries. However, just like the lead-based cosmetics used by the Romans and the Elizabethans, these lead combs carried a dangerous secret. Regular exposure to lead could lead to lead poisoning, which resulted in a myriad of health issues, including lethargy, infertility, and even mental disorders. Yet the pursuit of beauty often overlooked these potential health hazards, and the trend continued. The use of lead combs in Renaissance Italy demonstrates how societal notions of beauty, amplified by artistic representations, could profoundly influence personal grooming habits. Women were willing to risk their health to align with these beauty ideals, highlighting the immense societal pressure to conform to established standards of attractiveness. The practice serves as a potent reminder of the past's hazardous beauty rituals and emphasizes the need for beauty trends to be balanced with considerations for health and safety. Number 6. 18th century France. Beauty patches and mouse fur eyebrows. As we step into the decadence of 18th century France, a period known as the Rococo era, we encounter beauty trends that seem as ornate and flamboyant as the time itself. Among these, two peculiar trends stand out: the use of beauty patches and mouse fur eyebrows. Beauty patches, also known as mooches or flies, were small patches made of silk, velvet, or taffeta, and sometimes even made from leather or mouse skin. These patches were cut into various shapes like stars, hearts, crescents, or even in the form of carriages and placed on the face. The purpose of these patches was twofold. Firstly, they were used to cover smallpox scars, a widespread ailment at the time. Secondly, and more importantly, they were also a tool of coquetry, a way to send flirtatious messages. The position of the patch on the face signified different messages. For example, a patch at the corner of the eye was a provocative invitation, while one on the cheek signified that the wearer was engaged. At the same time, another peculiar beauty trend was emerging: the use of mouse fur for eyebrows.
Okay.
In a society where arched, prominent eyebrows were a sign of beauty, women who naturally lacked these brows sought other means to adhere to the beauty standard. One of these methods was to attach brows made from mouse fur. Women would glue these mouse fur eyebrows onto their own, creating a bolder, more prominent look. However, both of these trends had their quirks. Beauty patches, while they might have seemed attractive, were often a breeding ground for bacteria. Mouse fur eyebrows, on the other hand, could cause allergic reactions and were not always the most stable, leading to potential embarrassment if they fell off at inopportune moments. The trends of beauty patches and mouse fur eyebrows in 18th century France highlight the fashion-forward thinking of the French aristocracy and their quest for beauty, no matter how unusual the methods. However, they also underline how societal pressures to adhere to certain beauty standards can lead to peculiar and sometimes risky practices. These trends provide a window into the whims and fancies of the French elite of the time, who, despite the volatility of the era, were ever persistent in their pursuit of beauty. Number 7. Victorian England. Eating arsenic for a clear complexion. Venturing into the era of Victorian England, we find ourselves amidst a societal contradiction, a period marked by prudishness and a seeming disdain for vanity, yet one that was also rife with dangerous beauty trends. Of these, one particularly deadly practice stands out: the consumption of arsenic for a clear complexion. The Victorian era is synonymous with a particular beauty ideal, the English rose. This term was used to describe a woman with a fair, clear complexion, blush-tinted cheeks, and a delicate constitution. To attain this ideal, many Victorian women took to consuming arsenic, a potent poison, to enhance their complexion and achieve the sought-after youthful, translucent glow. Advertisements and testimonials of the time hailed arsenic as a miracle beauty enhancer, claiming it could clear blemishes, improve complexion, and even promote weight loss. Women were encouraged to start with small doses, which would gradually increase, as it was believed the body would build a tolerance to the toxin. This dangerous practice was popular despite the well-known fact that arsenic was a deadly poison when consumed in large amounts. The effects of arsenic consumption are alarming. Symptoms range from stomach aches, nausea, and diarrhea to more severe consequences like kidney failure, nerve damage, and in some cases, death.
Using minuscule amounts of arsenic over a period of months until it built up in the victim's system and shut down their organs.
However, the societal pressure to conform to the ideal beauty standard often led women to ignore these health risks in pursuit of the desired English rose appearance. The trend of consuming arsenic for beauty in Victorian England offers a stark reminder of the dangerous lengths people are willing to go to meet societal beauty standards. Despite the era's moralistic front, beauty and vanity remained a significant concern, so much so that women risked their health and lives to appear more attractive. This historical trend highlights the potentially toxic intersection of societal expectations, beauty ideals, and women's health, shedding light on the relentless pursuit of beauty even in the face of deadly risks. Number 8. Belle Epoque, France. Tapeworm diet.
Tapeworms are parasites that attach to the inside of human hosts, then feed off the host as well as any food that passes by.
In Belle Epoque, France, a period marked by optimism, peace, and prosperity, a peculiar and dangerous beauty trend emerged: the tapeworm diet. This period was characterized by the Gibson girl ideal, a woman who was slender, active, and fashionable. To achieve the coveted thinness, some women turned to a horrifying method: ingesting tapeworm eggs. The theory behind this diet was grimly simple. Once inside the host's intestines, the tapeworm would grow and consume the nutrients from the food consumed by the host. This would, in theory, allow women to eat without gaining weight, thereby achieving the desired slim silhouette. However, this trend was not only ineffective, but also dangerous. Tapeworm infections could lead to various health problems, including abdominal pain, malnutrition, and in severe cases, complications like meningitis and epilepsy. This horrifying trend, while extreme, highlights the pressure that societal beauty standards exerted on women during the Belle Epoque. In their pursuit of the Gibson girl ideal, women were willing to risk their health, resorting to practices as dangerous and desperate as ingesting parasites. Number 9, 1920s America, radium luminous cosmetics. The Roaring Twenties in America was a decade of dramatic social and political change, marked by prosperity, jazz, flappers, and a new sense of freedom for women. However, it was also the era of a deadly beauty trend: radium luminous cosmetics. Radium, a radioactive element, was discovered in the late 19th century. And by the 1920s, it was being hailed as a miracle substance with rejuvenating powers. Its luminescent quality fascinated the masses, and soon radium found its way into numerous products, including cosmetics. Radium-based creams, powders, and lipsticks were marketed as products that could give the skin a youthful, glowing appearance. However, the grim reality of radium's radioactive nature soon surfaced. Constant exposure to and usage of radium-infused products led to an array of health issues, ranging from skin lesions to serious conditions like anemia, bone fractures, and cancer. The radium trend serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of using untested ingredients in the pursuit of beauty. Despite the glamour and liberation of the 1920s, it was a time marked by a dangerous fascination with radium, highlighting the continuous exploration and risk-taking in beauty trends across history. Number 10, China. Foot binding. One of the most enduring and controversial beauty trends in history was practiced in China from the 10th century up until the early 20th century. Foot binding. The practice involved the painful process of breaking and tightly binding the feet of young girls to prevent further growth, resulting in what was known as lotus feet. The ideal lotus foot was around 3 inches long, and achieving this required years of agony. The process often resulted in lifelong disabilities, yet small feet were considered a sign of beauty, femininity, and status, and the painful practice was often initiated by mothers who desired these attributes for their daughters.
Foot binding has officially been banned in China for over 100 years. The practice involved the binding of the feet of young girls to prevent further growth. The idea was to create a more beautiful foot, was seen as something of a status symbol for women.
Despite the significant pain and disability it caused, foot binding was a deeply entrenched societal norm for over a millennium, primarily due to the societal perception that small feet were beautiful and desirable. This practice vividly exemplifies the extreme lengths societies may go to conform to beauty ideals and the potential physical harm these ideals can cause. Number 11. 20th century America. X-ray hair removal. The 20th century was not devoid of its share of harmful beauty trends, and one such practice that stands out is X-ray hair removal. In the early to mid-20th century, before the dangers of radiation exposure were well understood, X-ray hair removal was marketed as a miracle cure for unwanted hair. Women were subjected to high-dose radiation treatments, sometimes for as long as 20 hours, to achieve hair-free skin. At the time, the idea of permanently hairless legs and underarms was seen as revolutionary and modern, in line with the sleek, streamlined aesthetic of the age. However, the detrimental health effects soon became apparent. Women who underwent these treatments started to experience radiation burns, skin ulcers, and more alarmingly, many developed cancer. In the mid-20th century, with a better understanding of the dangers of radiation, the practice was abandoned, but not before it had caused significant harm. The trend of X-ray hair removal in the 20th century provides a cautionary tale about the potential dangers of beauty treatments. It demonstrates the risks involved in embracing new technologies without fully understanding their implications, a reminder that remains relevant in our era of rapidly advancing cosmetic procedures. Number 12. Early 20th century. Beauty masks and rejuvenation appliances. As we journey back to the early 20th century, a peculiar beauty trend emerges that feels oddly familiar, yet vastly different. The use of beauty masks and rejuvenation appliances. During this period, the cosmetics industry began to boom, and a variety of beauty devices claimed to magically transform and rejuvenate the skin. These beauty appliances ranged from scary-looking face masks that purported to reduce wrinkles and blemishes to complex devices that promised to lift sagging facial muscles. These contraptions often utilized electricity, heat, or light to supposedly stimulate and revitalize the skin. These beauty masks and appliances were marketed as at-home spa treatments, the harbingers of the modern face masks and at-home beauty tools we see today. However, they were far from safe. The appliances often caused burns, scars, and in some cases, even electrocution. Yet, despite the evident risks and dubious efficacy, they were popular for their promise of delivering salon-like treatments at home. The early 20th century trend of using beauty masks and rejuvenation appliances underscores society's ongoing fascination with achieving youthful beauty, a pursuit that often led to the embrace of unproven technologies with potentially harmful consequences. Number 13. Mayan civilization. Dental decoration. Rewinding to the ancient Mayan civilization, we encounter a striking beauty trend: dental decoration. The Mayans were among the first societies to value dental aesthetics, and their methods were impressively advanced for the time. Beauty in the Mayan society meant having intricately carved and decorated teeth. The wealthy would have their teeth filed into various shapes or inlaid with precious stones like jade. The process was highly skilled, performed by specialists using primitive drills. The decorations were not just for aesthetics, but they also carried cultural and religious significance. Despite the painful process and the risk of infections, the Mayans saw dental decorations as a mark of beauty, wealth, and status. This ancient trend gives us a unique insight into how beauty standards can vary greatly across different cultures and periods. The practice of dental decoration in Mayan civilization highlights the cross-cultural and historical significance of aesthetics in society. As unusual as the practice seems today, it serves as a potent reminder of the diversity of beauty standards throughout history and the lengths to which humans have gone to meet these ideals. Number 14. Japan. Ohaguro black teeth. The beauty trend of ohaguro, or blackened teeth in Japan, provides an intriguing contrast to the Western ideal of pearly white teeth. This practice, prevalent from the Heian period until the Meiji era, involved dyeing one's teeth black using mixtures composed primarily of iron filings and vinegar. The practice of ohaguro was not exclusive to Japan, but was more ritualistically followed here, especially by married women, aristocrats, and geishas. Blackened teeth were seen as a symbol of beauty and refinement and were considered essential for a woman's attractiveness. They were also believed to prevent tooth decay, contributing to oral hygiene. Over time, however, this practice declined and was eventually banned during the Meiji era in the late 19th century as part of a move towards westernization. Today, ohaguro provides a compelling example of divergent beauty norms norms across cultures and the evolving perceptions of attractiveness. Number 15. India. Nose piercing. Finally, we journey to India, where nose piercing is a popular beauty trend deeply rooted in cultural, religious, and social symbolism. With a history spanning thousands of years, this practice is as much a matter of tradition as it is about aesthetics. Nose piercing in India is not a mere beauty statement, but carries significant cultural meanings. Typically, the left nostril is pierced due to the belief in Ayurveda, Indian traditional medicine, that this can ease childbirth and alleviate menstrual pain. The practice is also associated with social connotations, often indicating a woman's marital status. Despite the pain involved, nose piercing is widely accepted and practiced in India even today, making it one of the most enduring beauty trends globally. Over time, it has been adopted by various cultures worldwide, transforming into a fashion statement beyond its traditional connotations. The practice of nose piercing in India underscores the connection between beauty and cultural identity. It demonstrates how certain beauty trends, while seeming unusual to some, can carry profound societal significance within their cultural context. This enduring trend reminds us of the beauty in diversity and the varying interpretations of aesthetic appeal across different cultures.